What I would like to do is play a game where I give you a song title from Hamilton the musical.
Oh, God.
And you preach us a 1-minute sermon on that song title with a text. And how many of you would love to experience this? I thought you would. How y'all doing over there? This is gonna be the best night of your life. Starts right now. Starts with this. Okay, so the song that you came out to, My Shot. What's the text and what's the sermon?
My Shot. My Shot is the young prophet who Elijah commissions to shoot the arrow. And depending upon how far he shoots it, it determines, well, what he could have had. And said, if you would have struck the ground more times, you could have gone further. The power of the text exists in the reality that God does not make the shot for us, but he gives us all of the ingredients that are necessary to be successful. And so when it's my time to make my shot, you see, I can't wait on God to make the shot, but I have to have the will and the tenacity and the vision and the drive to pull all the way back far enough to take my shot. Touch your neighbor and say, it's my shot. If I shouted for you when you had your shot, shout for me when I had my shot. If I was glad for you when you had your shot.
Next one. The room where it happens.
Oh, gosh. Thomas coming into the upper room after Christ is risen from the dead, and he comes into the room having missed the initial inaugural moment that Christ reappears to his disciples. Now he comes to the room. The power of being in the room will determine the destiny of his ministry and his life. He comes to a room that he enters into the door, but Christ comes through the door. Spirit enough to come through the door and man enough to eat fish inside the door. He boggles the mind of the disciples, but that was not what convinced Thomas to believe. What caused Thomas to believe, because otherwise Thomas would have thought he was a ghost. He says, reach hither your hand and feel the nail prints in my hands and touch my side, and be not faithless, but believe. And all of a sudden, the doubting Thomas is converted only because he is in the room.
Now, touch your neighbor, say, I'm in the room. Even if I'm in overflow. In the room. One more. You want to say more about that one?
No, I can.
Because I was on a basic track. I was thinking like my shot is David and Goliath, but okay, yours is better. What else is new?
Or we could go in the room where they are mourning over the corpse of a 12-year-old dead girl, and all of a sudden Jesus puts them all out of the room until nobody's in the room but her and Jesus, and they're alone. He raises her up from the dead because he has gone into the room with her, you know. And can you imagine what it would be like to be outside the door and certainly hear the sound of ruffling feet and think to yourself, who is that moving? I hear the scampering of little feet, and I know it could not be this girl because I know she is dead. I touched her and she was cold. I touched her and she was stiff. I touched her and I knew for sure that she was absolutely dead, but I hear the sound of the scampering of a 12-year-old's feet because she was in the room with the right person. She got back up again. So, my conclusion is, if everybody forsakes me and everybody leaves my room, as long as Jesus is in the room, I can still get back up again. So to all of you out there who are weeping over who walked out the room, who left you, who forsook you, who did not stand there with you, as long as you've got Jesus in the room, you can still get back up again. I want to be in the room. Don't think of nothing else, I'm running out.
One more?
Yeah, do it.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? Early in the morning, the breaking of day, the women wrap themselves up to go down to the tomb, loyal to a Jesus who has become extremely controversial, has been executed, not crucified, executed on the cross. And yet they are still going down, even though he did not do what they thought he was going to do. These women rise up early and go down to the tomb. Only when they arrived at the tomb with the dew on the ground and the mist in the air and the fragrance of death still lurking in the inner chamber, the stone has been rolled away. And sitting on top of the stone on each side is an angel saying, he is not here. He has risen from the dead. And the question then becomes, since he is not here, who tells the story? This woman comes running back. It is totally inappropriate in a misogynist age that a woman would be the first one to carry the message. But there are some times and some seasons that you have to break the protocol of the day. Because Jesus was looking for somebody who was bold enough to walk into a room full of men and tell them, I know for myself, he is risen from the dead. And I am alive to tell his story.
Good night, everybody. I thought that would be amazing. It was 100 times better than I ever imagined. Hey, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single video or live stream, and share this video with a friend. And don't forget, you can join me live every Sunday. Thanks again for watching.